Try it again. Okay, now we're going.
Mic check.
Okay. You ready?
Hello, everybody. This is Haskell here at Choctaw Archery and Guns. We're here today with one of our teammates, Everett Moore, with Legendary Brand and Indigenous Outdoors. This is our first episode of our new YouTube podcast that we're doing. So thank you, everyone who's joining in and watching this morning. We're going to start doing some things with some likes, shares, some opportunities to win some product. It's a really cool thing. I haven't really been on the YouTube side. This is a new adventure for me, so I'm excited about it. A lot of you guys are familiar with me as far as Facebook and other social media platforms. One thing about it, we have a lot of teammates here at Choctaw Archery, and with last night's hailstorms, we like to keep local business local and support the small guy, because without the small guy, everything kind of crumbles down. So if any of you were subjected to the last night's hailstorms, we really are sorry about that. I hope we can help out. One of our teammates is MHM Roofing. If you would, reach out, give those guys a call, 405-440-0414, 405-440-0414. Those guys will get you took care of, and it's keeping the business here in small town Oklahoma. So with that being said, we're going to tell you what we're touching base on here. Season's right around the corner. It's now less than a week away. Yesterday was a week. Hopefully everybody is prepared. Hopefully everybody has got everything done, but we know how this goes. Everybody's got things to do. Everybody's time gets tied up. So there's always that last minute stuff. So as hunters, as being hunt aware and animal aware, just remember, get into your local pro shops. The next 10 days are going to be super fast and furious for us, guys. Please give us a little patience, because we're doing the best we can. I know I started very early, back early summer, late spring, trying to get everybody, prepared and aware of lead times and what's going on with lead times across the board, whether it's string manufacturers, product manufacturers, us as far as technicians. Since COVID, post-COVID, everything has got a wide mileage area in this state. So keep that in mind. We're doing the best that we can. Lead times on strings and cables are still what they are. For us, we're 10 to 14 business days. I know things happen. Everybody is pushing to get ready for season. I want to give you guys a little bit of advice and tips. As a bow hunter that's been in this industry now for 33 years, been shooting a bow since I was 4 years old, here's what I see a lot going on. As season gets closer, the typical archer tries to amp his shooting practice. So you're stepping it up. You're pushing, shooting more reps. As a professional in this sport, I'm going to give you some advice. Tone your reps down. We don't get the luxury of going out there and going after those animals and shooting 100 shots before that crucial moment is presented to us. And it will also save a lot of unneeded wear and tear on your equipment right here in a time frame that if something happens, it's going to be really hard to get it fixed. So I'm trying to be proactive for you and make you a little bit more conscious of aware of that situation. Typically what I'm doing when my archery regimen starts, as soon as the weather starts breaking, late winter, early spring, that's when I'm coming out of my lull. Season's been over, we kind of put our equipment up, we take a back seat, kind of relax. I actually ramp my practice up starting that late spring, early summer, and that's where my high rep count comes in. If there's an issue with my equipment, if I know I needed strings, I get that addressed. That way, when it comes to late season, you're not faced with coming into one of the shops and all of a sudden it's like 21 days to get strings and cables. That's pretty standard nowadays, guys. We don't stock strings and cables because there's 100,000 different models, types of strings, colors of strings. We just can't do it. Used to, it was pretty standardized. We could. But what happens when you amp in the first part is all you're doing is reiterating on that muscle memory. You're making sure that your muscle memory is back in tune. You can shoot those high rep counts, get your strings done. If you're going to make a switch, guys, on arrows and broadheads, that's the time to do it. It's not 2 weeks before the opener of your deer season. Because then all of a sudden now you're at a retune and you're coming in and you're like, hey man, I switched these broadheads and nothing's grouping or flying right. Well, was the broadheads you were shooting? Oh yeah, they were shooting like darts. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I know everybody wants to try new stuff. Do the new stuff early. So that's going to be super helpful and super beneficial, not only to you, but also to us. Come in, see what new product dropped in January at some of the trade shows. When that product drops, if you're interested in it, talk to your pro shops. You know, everybody has that sense of urgency and that immediate satisfaction online, and I get that. It opens up a brand new avenue of being able to touch product and get stuff. But we're professionals for a reason. We're in the 1% club as professionals, just like a professional archer. You know, this is what we do for a living, every day, all day. So when you're shooting in those high rep counts early, like I said, you're reiterating on your muscle memory, making sure everything is still in check, still in tune. Did I create an issue? Do I have something going on with dipping my bow arm, or you know, hey, I want to try a new release? That's when we're doing that. When I start getting into that August, late August, into September, my shot regimen starts coming down. Reason being, I may spend hours on the stand before I ever have the opportunity to harvest that animal that I've been working so hard to get a shot on. So one shot is what counts. And we want to make sure it's the most ethical shot. So what I start doing, especially when, you know, our season opens October 1st, especially through that September month, I will go out 10 shots with 15 to 30 minute break intervals between the shot. I want to work on making sure I'm emulating the best situation that I can to make a clean, ethical shot on the animal. The animal deserves that from us as hunters and archers. It's a little bit different with us as archers than it is with just a guy that is hunting with a firearm. The reason being is we don't have the hydrostatic energy that is being transferred into the animal. So it's making sure that our shot placement is perfect. We're cutting off that piece of hair that we're looking at where we want that arrow to be placed perfectly to make that as fast, clean, and ethical as possible for that animal and without a wound. I really emphasize with people, make sure we focus on no wounds. You know, we don't want to wound an animal. We want to focus on harvesting that animal as quickly as possible. So as I get into those mid-September time frame, I'm shooting like 5 shots a day. And they may be throughout the day, several hours in between. When I get into the last 10 to 14 days before season, it's 1 shot a day. Cold shot, no warm up. I'm making sure that my muscle memory and my brain is in tune with what needs to happen with that 1 shot. And if it's not, then I didn't do my homework before. I didn't do the practice and preparation to get me to that point to make that an ethical shot. So that is a tip and a word of advice coming from a professional that's done this pretty much his whole life. And I'm just trying to pass this knowledge on to you. There's no sense in having the knowledge if we don't share it, because it's got to be spread across the board, and it gives you an opportunity to try something maybe that you haven't tried that might make you a lot better bow hunter. So with that being said, that's our tip for today. One thing that I want to touch base on is we also have some really cool teammates this year. As you guys can see here, I brought in Kenetrek boots. I think footwear sometimes is the most underrated part of our gear. You know, we have the bino packs, we have our backpacks, we have our hunting clothing. That's all fine and dandy, but especially with how the Western hunting has increased over the years, you know, you guys are putting in for some of these really, really strong units. Some of you guys are getting super lucky drawing that tag. Footwear, guys, I've hunted all over the world, and footwear is key. When you're putting on miles, it's just like your bow. When you go to the mountains, people say ounces is pounds. The reason being, if you've got a 2,000 foot incline upgrade that you're working on, you know, you start out with a 9-pound bow that here at home is no big deal, lugging a quarter of a mile to your stand, and then you're trying to make it a mile and a half up a mountain. When you get to the top of that mountain, you feel like you're carrying a rhino. It's a boat anchor to you. So I want to tell you a little bit about footwear. Kenetrek boots is one of the leading footwear and outdoorsmen in the world. One of the reasons that I brought this footwear into the store was to make sure that I'm giving a new aspect to my customer that they're not really getting unless they have to travel to a huge store somewhere or out of state. That's just not fair. So I wanted to do something that was going to help you and hopefully extend your hunt and make you to where when you're on that hunt you don't go lame, because it has happened. It's happened to me. One of the things that I wanted to touch base on with Kenetreks, most of us go to a Bass Pro or a Cabela's or a box store somewhere. We try on a pair of boots. I don't have to say any brands. Everybody knows what brands are out there. And you get an insulated boot. 200, 400, 800, 1,000 grams of insulate. That's actually a backwards mindset of how you want to look at these boots. And the simple fact is we're not being educated on it correctly. I spent a lot of time with Kenetrek, a lot of hours talking to them, and they gave me some much needed information that actually saved me from bringing in a whole bunch of inventory that was really not what my customer base would need. Most every boot that I brought in is non-insulated. First off, our climate through the winter here in Oklahoma doesn't really justify that, even when we're stand hunting for long periods of time. We've had 2 bad winters in the last decade that it's got extremely cold. The reason that they had me bring in the non-insulated was we want to upgrade our socks. That's where it's important. A good wicking sock that takes care of your feet. You're going to have a sock for warm and mild weather, and you're going to have a sock for cold weather. That's going to put that insulation barrier between your foot and the boot. It's going to wick moisture away from your foot, keep it dry. A really good brand to look at, guys, is Darn Tough. That is a great sock company, manufacturer that builds a great line of product. They will also soon be in the store. I'm going to give you an opportunity to have that as well. The reason we go with those non-insulated boots is boots that are insulated. If you're trekking miles, you're going to get hot spots. You're going to get these spots on your feet that are like blisters, but they're not blisters, they're just raw. That's a hot spot, guys. That's because it's not wicking away. It's holding that heat too close to your boot with the moisture. So it causes that hot spot, and I know some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Also, when you're sitting in a tree stand, you got this insulated boot on, and your feet actually get cold. That's because it's trapping that moisture against your foot and not wicking it away. That's why an insulated boot for most situations isn't the way to go. With Kenetrek's outlook and what they've informed me on, the only reason you would go with an insulated boot is if you're sitting in sub-freezing temperatures for long, extended periods of time. That's when you're going to need that heat hold. It's going to keep that heat. You're still going to need the sock. It still has to wick the moisture away. But with it being insulated at that point, now you're protecting your foot from an extreme climate change from the outside. So when I brought these boots in, that was one of the things that I focused on, making sure that I have a good boot that is going to protect my customers' feet, and it's going to be long lasting. So let's talk about durability. We all go to the box stores, we get a boot, 2 years it's shot, right? You paid $150 to $300 for that boot, and basically it's disposable. It's just like a tennis shoe now. So you wear it, it cracks, it doesn't perform well, it leaks, and you pitch it in a trash can and you start over. So let's just say in a 3-year time span, every year and a half, you're spending $250. That's $500 in 3 years. Okay, that gets expensive, and everybody knows that we got to watch what we spend and make sure that we get something that's lasting of high quality. The thing with Kinetrex, these guys are welted, they're leather upper. I have friends that are guides and they hunt in that shale, in Montana, Wyoming, Alaska. These boots hold up. They don't slice. They don't cut through. They're waterproof. If you do the preconditioning correctly, these things will last you for years. Break in on them. It's any good high country boot. You're looking at 20 hours of wear time to get you broke in. And that's what it takes. I mean, they got to form fit to your foot. But also with Kinetrex, you have a lifetime guarantee on the sole of that boot. So the thing that we see with these, it's like anything. It's like your favorite pair of shoes. You get it broke in, what's happened? The sole's broke down, the sole's worn out. With Kinetrex, you can send your boot back. You can have a new outsole put on your boot. You get your broke-in top back, and that boot can last you a decade. Man, that's saying a lot for boots, because we just don't get that kind of quality and use out of box store boots. So, I mean, these things are, this boot retails for $4.99. This is their Mountain Extreme non-insulated. Great boot. I own a pair of these. I'm fixing to go to New Mexico on a hunt here in about 14 days. It's a boot I'm going to be wearing. It's also going to be the boot that goes with me in May to New Zealand. So, and that's some extreme terrain that I'm going to be in there. So, great quality boot. The other one that I brought in is the Safari. So, say you're, basically a lower elevation hunter, or you do a lot of upland hunting as well. This boot is a little bit less break-in time. This boot's a lower top. This one gives you a really high ankle support. Same quality, exact same aspects, a little bit lighter. So this boot is going to be a boot that if you don't go to the mountains, or even if you do, it'll still adapt and it's still usable in mountain terrain. But it is awesome for whitetail hunters, through the Midwest. It's awesome if you're going to go out and do upland bird hunting. This is a really good boot. This is a Safari. I have these in stock here at the store, both models. If I don't have the size that fits you, I can custom order it. If they have it in stock, it's less than a week turnaround time. So it's a really, really good boot company, and they really take care of their customers. If you get a pair of boots from them, by the way, and you wear them for 10 days and they don't fit right, something's going on with it, you can swap that boot and get a different size. So these guys stand behind their product. So really awesome. I'm really, really happy that I brought those guys on as teammates. We're going to do really well with that. Also, we're coming in and we're bringing in Mystery Ranch products. So Mystery Ranch products, gear, backpacks, bino cases, things like that, that's going to be in the store really soon. It's an individualized brand that you don't see in a lot of places, and it's hard to get. I know a lot of guys see them at TAC and some of those events and things like that. But the thing with the Mystery Ranch product, it's great gear. It's what I use it. I used it in Africa. It holds up well. It's durable. My carry-on luggage now is Mystery Ranch packs. I run into that situation because traveling last year, had a hard case carry-on. The overhead compartments got full. Anything that was hard cased had to go into checked baggage. So that means from Dallas to Cordoba, which was 2 days travel, I had no access to my medications that I'm supposed to take daily. So it taught me a very valuable lesson. anybody that had a soft pack or backpack, they got to keep that carry-on luggage with them. So I immediately came home, changed, got a Mr. Ranch pack. I just flew to Africa and back and had no issues. I could either put that thing under the seat or I could put it in an overhead bin, and it worked awesome. So that gear will be in here soon as well. So we got some really good stuff, some really good product that's coming into the store. There's going to be some new lines added. Touch base a little bit too on, just got the update from Dialed Archery. Their new site is going to drop the first part of October. I have pre-ordered. They're going to be coming into the store. So you guys that are interested in Dialed, they have a really cool product out. Can't give away too much, but it's going to be really awesome. It's going to give a lot more opportunities and availability to how your site is set up. So be looking forward to that.
And we put the link to Kinetrek is in the comments.
Yeah, we put the link to Kinetrek so you can look at their full lineup. We put it in the comments. Go down, check that out. If there's a boot you're interested in, come in and talk to me about it, because I want to pass that information along and make sure you get what you want and need. So we have access to their full line. So yeah, go check those out. It's an awesome product. So a lot of you guys also seen yesterday, I had a Facebook post about a sale that we started. That sale goes to the 15th of October. Anything in the store in a 2024 bow model that's in store is anywhere from 10 to 20% off right now. This is the time of year, a lot of guys, they'll call me and ask me if I have any carryover. I have a little bit, but not a lot. Usually I go through my carryover pretty quick. So I'm going to give everybody an opportunity on a platform now that everybody's aware of. Right now is the chance for you to get carryover. Come in, depending on the line, depending on the brand, it's in-store pricing only. So, if you call, you're going to have to come in the store to get that pricing. That's just how that's going to be. But it gives you an opportunity, if you've been holding off and waiting, now's the time to do it. We carry the 6 majors, which is Elite, Hoyt, Prime, Matthews, PSE, and Bowtech. We are also, as everyone knows, we are a bear dealer. I am a non-stocking bear dealer, but I can also get bear archery equipment. If it is a out-of-stock item, I'm still going to give you an opportunity. You can order that out-of-stock item at 10% off. So I'm going to give you a 10% discount if we don't have what you're looking for to order it. Lead times, it just kind of depends on the manufacturer. Hoyt is back up and running. A lot of people know that they did a system-wide update. It's going to be a great deal for us. It's a growing pains thing, and it was at a really hard time. But they're back up operational. I talked to them yesterday. Things are back on track, so it's going to work out really, really well. There's a lot of models that are out there. My best advice to you on that: come in, put your hands on anything that you can get an opportunity to shoot, and make your decision based on that. Bow brands are awesome now. I can't sway you towards one or another. I want you to get what fits you the best. So come down, take advantage of the sale. That also goes for accessories. All accessories are 10% off right now, all hanging accessories. We do have a really good special going on full metal jackets. Full metal jackets are 25% off until they're gone. So that's a good opportunity. I got a little bit of inventory, hanging on that. So it gives you a chance to get some full metal jackets. If you like that heavier setup and you're an FMJ guy, then hey, we can fix you up and make you a really good deal. With that being said, guys, we're going to start doing these podcasts, and we're going to start doing about every 2 weeks. We're going to have guests. I've already did a little bit of footwork. We're going to have some reps come on and guests. We're also going to have some local area shooters come on as guests. We're going to try to give you some really good info that's going to help you, whether you're a hunter, a backyard, just play shooter, a target shooter. We're going to cover a little bit of all aspects because we're all archers and we're all one family. So I want to help out everybody and give everybody the most knowledge and the most benefit that I can. We're also going to be doing likes, follows, and shares. It's going to give you an opportunity. I've teamed up with a bunch of people, and some of our partners are going to be donating product, and we will pull from that like, follows, and shares group. And every time we start doing one of these, we're going to give away product. So it doesn't matter if you're here or where you're at, we'll ship you the product. So we want to make sure that we give back as well. It's not always about take. You got to give back because we all work together at this. So with that being said, guys, please continue following and watching. Any questions, you're more than welcome to call, email. We should have all of that info as well in the comments and links. And like I said, don't be hesitant because there is no bad question, only bad answers. So guys, y'all be safe. Hopefully you're successful and prepared, and we will see you soon. So this is Haskell with Choctaw Archery and Guns. We love what we do.
Just a couple, I would probably tell them a couple last things. Tell them about the webpage.
Oh,
And
yes.
you're going to have all your links on there for all that will be on there. And then also tell them about the guns. Just real quick that we have guns in your address.
Yeah, so, we still have people coming in here that didn't even know we existed. Our web page is up. Everett's monitoring and running our web page
It's up
now.
above you on the left.
So it's up above us on the left. So you can go in and see product that we carry. We're going to have specials on there and stuff that we can ship and things like that. Not everything that is on there is shippable. So that's a really good thing to look at. A lot of people don't realize we also have firearms. We brought firearms in almost 6 years ago now. We do $10 transfers. We buy used firearms. We have a full-time gunsmith on staff. We build custom firearms, whether it be a PRS or long-range hunting systems, optics, everything. We have a large caliber selection to choose from. A lot of you guys don't realize that we have that because you only associate me with the archery side. We also have a very nice firearms selection. We want to get that out there to you guys too. So we're going to have the website up and going. The firearms is going, all of that stuff is here and available to you, our customer. Let people know, even if you don't use one aspect or the other. If you have buddies that do, tell them, let them know. If I know that I get a referral from you, make sure that they let me know that you referred them, because we have specials and availabilities for people who do that as well. So like I said, we try to give back. So this is new to us, so we're learning, and we're really excited. So guys, stay in tune, and we'll keep you informed, and we'll see you next time.